Okay, well, we can begin. Let's see, I don't know, let's see who I have. One, two.
Hey, Brian.
Hey there. Let me get rid of all this stuff. Just a minute. Okay, all right. So let's see who we have here. We have Susie. Hi.
Hi.
Where are you? Ah, there you are. Awesome. Okay. So I'm just going to make a list here. Darlene is here, and Stephanie and Liz, Christina, and this is B, Elena, and Teresa. So let's see now. Did I miss somebody that's actually on the committee? I don't think I did. Let's see. Oh, Susie.
Nice background, Christina. I need something like that.
Thanks, Teresa. This is a picture. I can't take photo credit for it. I probably got it off Instagram or Facebook. So I love Yosemite Valley. My family has a home there. It's one of my favorite places.
Oh, cool.
Other than Hollister and San Juan Bautista.
Okay.
Good save there, Christina.
We have 8. So we have a quorum, and I'd like to, make sure that, we have Kara Vonk, but not Kara Denny. And I think she may still be on vacation. Who am I missing? Second.
I don't see Fran here.
Ah, yes, I need Fran.
Or Mrs. B, I think.
Mrs. B is there.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah, let's see here.
Beverly.
And Christina.
Beverly is not there, although she should be. Okay. And so we have everybody else except for Fran and Beverly at this point. So I'm just going to go ahead and make a note that Fran and Beverly are not here. They may show up, in which case we can adjust the minutes. I didn't have an opportunity to prepare minutes from the last meeting because something happened to my recording. I'm not sure what happened. It's there, just don't know where it is. Ah, there's Fran. Okay, so Fran is here.
About Christina Hastings.
Christina's there.
Hastings? We have Christina Wyatt, but not Christina Hastings.
Oh, Christina. Let's see here. So, yeah, Christina Hastings. I was confused for a minute there. Yeah, Christina Hastings. Sorry about that. Got my Christina's mixed up. Okay, and Beverly's still not here. So what I'd like to do, just to start off here, is to share my screen and go over the agenda real quick. Just to kind of go over the basics for tonight. And then do introductions, because we have some new people who are here, weren't here last time. And I think it's important to recognize when we have resources here. So I'll share my screen for a minute, and then we can look at the agenda. So basically, I just kind of did roll call. If anybody that needs to raise your hand or note while I'm talking if somebody shows up, either Beverly or Christina Hastings. So what I'd like to do is just have the technical team that are here. I had invited a couple of people to come to the meeting tonight, and I see a few are here. So we're going to do introductions and welcome members of the public. Review our purpose. We kind of already did that last time, but we certainly can do it again if everybody feels that's necessary. And then what I'd like to do is go over this list here with you and get a conversation going about important aspects of the San Juan Bautista environment that you feel are key elements, who you feel are partners, what kinds of resources you think we might need, what kind of community relationships you want to foster and with whom, and initiatives that we really most want to work on. Some of these things are overlapping, especially when we talk about desired results. So with that, is there any discussion about the agenda regarding this list or a way that you might want to proceed? It's going to be challenging to facilitate a discussion on Zoom, but I think that what I'll do in the future is do some sort of breakout rooms where people can go and talk about certain aspects of this program and come back and talk about their thoughts with the rest of the group. I think our group is big enough that we can do that. Maybe not tonight. I think we have maybe some round robin discussions to do where we all talk together before we get into that kind of facilitated Zoom meeting. And definitely is more challenging for me, but I'm here to learn also. So anybody have any thoughts about the agenda? And feel free to speak up even if you are not a member. If you feel like the agenda could be clarified in some way or switched around, or any thoughts about this agenda. Including, it looks good to me. So, all right, well.
Looks good to me, Brian. So far, so
Okay.
good.
All right. Anybody else have any thoughts? If not, we'll just kind of move on, and I will stop sharing that for a minute. Let's see here.
It's like Beverly's here.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm here.
Great, great. Okay, all right. So why don't we do a round of introductions. We all, not all of us were here last time. So I noticed that Heidi's here, Leslie's here, of course. Mark is here, and Renee is here. Both are here. Michelle is here. And so those people that weren't here last time, if you could just introduce yourselves, and I can say as little or as much as you want about your interest in economic development, and then we can move on to the topics. But I think it'd be good to have everyone recognized part of the meeting. So how about you, Michelle?
Good evening, everyone. Nice to see a lot of familiar faces here this evening. My name is Michelle Hentoon. I'm the superintendent with the Aroma San Juan Unified School District, and clearly we have a lot of interest in the economic development of the city. So.
Very good. Okay, and hi, Beverly.
Hi, I'm
Okay, good.
here.
Yeah, good to
I'm
see you.
resident.
Yep.
My background is Chamber of Commerce. So I'm familiar with economic development. I volunteered a lot here in San Juan Bautista.
Great. Jennifer, how about you?
Hi there, Jennifer Lane, Executive Director of the San Benito County Arts Council, and thank you, Brian, for the invite to join this committee. Yeah, we're always interested in economic development, especially that it integrates arts and culture in the planning. So that's why I'm here. Thanks.
Very good. Good to have you, definitely. And I want to say that Jennifer and both Jennifer and Michelle are going to be hopefully participate in these meetings. Kara Bonk is here as well, historic preservation interests. Heidi Balls is here, and maybe Heidi, you'd like to say a few words also.
Hi, I'm Heidi Baltz, longtime resident, and been on a lot of committees. Glad to see Jenny here to maybe kind of work on some public art, which I'd love to see. And happy belated birthday to Teresa, and Happy New Year, everybody. Have a nice, productive committees, and that'll be great.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Christina Wyatt, not Christina Hastings.
I was going to ask, thank you, Brian, for the invite. Hello, everybody. I think I know most of you. Beverly, it's so nice to see you. I actually served on Bev's board on the Salinas Valley Chamber. My name is Christina Chavez Wyatt. I serve as an executive director, as a contractor consultant for the San Benito County Business Council. I have been for about the last 11 years. I also work as a client advisor for California Manufacturing Technology Consulting. And in our region, I work with anywhere from brewers and bakers to biotechnology and salad manufacturers to assist them with technical services. So that's local, state, and regional economic development support for improving efficiencies and improving profitability for manufacturing businesses from a technical economic development side. And that's really on a coaching training model. And then my company is Farmhouse Communications. And I formed that about 11 years ago as well. I work with the EDC in 2017 to develop the comprehensive economic development strategy. I was the principal author and project manager for that. And I'm really happy to help Renee and Mark and the team on renewing the strategy and tapping into state and federal resources that really have passed us by. I'm also very passionate about tourism. I got my degree from Cal Poly from the College of Agriculture Division of Natural Resources in commercial tourism management and ecotourism and destination marketing. So I'm glad to be joining you virtually from the Anza Trail.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, so Mark, how about you? You're well known, but as well, spill the beans.
Well, thank you, and good evening. Glad to be able to join everyone this evening. I work with Renee at EDC. I'm the business development manager. Um, I was in local government for about 30 years in planning, economic development and redevelopment. I was the economic development director for the city of San Ramon for 10 years. So Christina helps the companies, once they get up and running and operating, to be more efficient and be more profitable. I tend to help folks figure out the first steps to either get the project approved or to figure out what's a good way for them to expand. So we work with all sorts of folks, everything from someone who doesn't even know where to go to get a business license, all the way up to a proven developer who's working on a project and going through the process. So very, very happy to be here and be a resource for the committee, and look forward to working with everybody.
Very good. Thank you, Mark. And Renee?
Hello, everyone. As Mark mentioned, he works with me. I'm the executive director of the EDC of Economic Development Corporation of San Benito County, known as EDC. My role with the EDC is to work on business resources and development, fostering relationship with stakeholders, and gaining support for economic development initiatives, helping develop, coordinate policies, programs, and projects in support of the economic development goals of San Benito County. And as Christina mentioned, the EDC is working on the next updated version of the Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy, or the SIDS document, which is really a strategic economic development roadmap for San Benito County. And without that SIDS document in place and it being current, no applicant can apply for a EDA grant within San Benito County unless that document is current. And so it's a long process. We're working on it. We'll be working with you guys. I'm looking forward to that, because I think it's going to be a great opportunity for you as well as us. And looking forward to helping you with this committee as we move forward. I've only been with the EDC for about 6 months, so I'm still learning, but I've lived in Hollister for 22 years, so I'm very familiar with San Benito County. I love San Juan Bautista, and I look forward to meeting all of you and learning more about your businesses. Thank you.
Great, very good. Thank you. So last time we didn't have Susie Velez attend the meeting. I'd like to Susie, would you like to introduce yourself to the group? Susie is
sure.
a voting member of the committee.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. So I'm briefly going to attend today because I am out as a DSW right now, but my name is Susie Velez, and I'm actually 21 plus years in public purchasing, procurement. I'm very interested in this committee because, one, I'm a resident of SJB. I also just recently opened, a few months shy, a small business in San Juan Bautista. And so I'm just interested in building business growth, how to communicate to other small businesses on any services offered, and just provide information to them. And also, of course, building growth in the community. Thank you.
Very good. Thanks, Susie. So one of the things that we didn't get to last time, we had, a lot of conversation about, what people are interested in and what they find of great value to the committee. And I don't really want to non-introduce anyone, but Leslie is here, and she wasn't here last time. So everybody knows who you are, but it might be great to hear from you just a bit before we jump into the next stuff.
Hi, everyone. Leslie Jordan. I am the mayor of San Juan Bautista, and it is a pleasure to be here tonight. I'm super thrilled that this group has formed. Before COVID, we were hit or miss in getting together. if COVID did one thing for the city, it brought the business community together, which was huge. Throughout COVID, our businesses survived, which was amazing. With this group being formed and developed and all of you on it, San Juan can now thrive. So I'm super excited to see where we go from here. Brian, you're on mute. Thank you.
There I am. Thank you. So yeah, it's pretty cool that everybody's here, and we have we're only missing one member. So I think we can actually do what we. Oh, hi Dana. nice of you to make it. Glad to see you. So last time, you know, we sort of reviewed the purpose of the Economic Development Citizens Advisory Committee by looking at the City Council resolution. I think everybody's pretty comfortable with it. If you need me to send that out to you, let me know. Just give me sort of a thumbs up, those of you that want to have that for your files, but and just your own information that you have each time. And I'll make sure to get that out to you. Okay, and then we didn't really talk about meeting protocols, you know, too much. I don't want to go on and on about this. We're going to follow Robert's Rules of Order pretty much. We're going to feel free to use this committee and establish subcommittees to do further work and do outreach, and to just be really loose about how we conduct business in the interest of having a robust discussion each time we meet. And I think it's going to be important to have that as we all want to make progress with the work that we have in front of us. And there's a learning curve here, as both Mark and Renee can attest. And it's going to take some attention and some conversation offline to bring back resources and information to put programs together. But one thing that we want to do in order to make that happen is we want to have elect officers, because the officers are going to help me approach our agenda each time we meet with some level of confidence that we're actually hitting the mark with respect to what the committee is all about and what you all want to achieve. And will help, you know, really drive the agenda forward. So with that, I want to, and there, you know, we're missing Christina. Feel free to nominate her as chairman or vice chair. With that, I'd like to open the floor to nominations for chair, and let's do it. And this is a members activity. So
okay, everybody's going to be shy. I'll go first. I'd like to nominate Stephanie Gaetano
for chair.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. I would like to nominate Helena Walton, since she's the one that spearheaded this getting organized.
Okay.
I'd like to second that nomination. This is Susie Velez for Helena.
Anybody want to second the nomination for Stephanie?
I'll second the nomination for Stephanie.
Okay. Very good. Okay, great. Anybody else want to?
You know what? I have a question because I don't know Helena. Oh, she was there last last month or last meeting.
Yes, right. Mhm.
Okay, no, she was very well spoken.
Okay.
So she got this going, this group? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so any other nominations? We have two people who, first of all, are those people that have been nominated willing to be chair if voted on? If approved?
Yes, Helena speaking.
Okay. Stephanie? Oh, you're muted, Stephanie.
Okay, there I am.
There you go. So you're okay with your nomination?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
okay.
All right, very good. All right, well, I'm just gonna open it up and ask you to vote for Helena. All those in favor of Helena being chair, just give me, I think maybe what we'll do is we will go around and you can tell me who you would like to see as chair. Teresa?
First one, Stephanie Correa.
Okay. All right. And Darlene?
I'm going to vote for Helena.
Okay. And let's see, who's next? Beverly?
Stephanie.
Stephanie? Liz?
I'll go ahead and vote for Helena.
Okay.
Although
And-
I've heard a lot of great things about Stephanie. I just haven't had a chance to work with her yet.
Okay, all right. And let's see here, who else haven't we heard from? Mrs. B?
I vote for Helena.
And let's see, Susie?
I vote for Helena.
And let's see who else we have. Fran? Fran, are you there?
Yes, I am. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yes, I vote for Stephanie.
And let's see here, who am I missing? And we're going to assume that Stephanie and Helena are voting for themselves.
Is Kara here? Kara?
Yes.
She hasn't voted, has she?
She's not a voting member.
She's not a, no, Kara Vonk is not a voting
No.
member. Yeah.
Kara
Is
Denny
it-
isn't here then?
Kara Denny is not here. Is she here?
She's absent.
I am here.
Oh, where are you?
Kara,
No,
Kara,
no,
Oh.
Kara
Kara
Denny.
Denny.
oh,
Hey,
Kara
sorry.
Denny, sorry. And
you're
we
a
live,
you're a valued participant.
we live 2 doors apart.
that must be challenging to the mail delivery. Okay. All right, very good. So let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 3 for Stephanie and 4 for Helena. So Helena gets the nod to be chair.
Okay.
And then I'd like nominations for vice chair.
I'd like to nominate Stephanie as vice chair.
Okay.
Second.
Can we just, that's been seconded. Can we have consensus on that rather than a vote, or any other nomination for vice chair first?
I'd
Any
like
other?
to, I would like to nominate Fran.
Brand, okay. Fran, are you okay with being nominated?
I could never say no to Mrs. B.
Okay, all right. Okay, so we have Stephanie and Fran. Any other nominations for vice chair? No? Okay, so we'll just go down the list. Darlene,
I'm going to vote for Stephanie.
okay. And Liz,
I'm gonna vote for Stephanie as well, even though I love Fran.
let's see, Mrs. B,
And
I didn't get that.
oh, Fran.
Oh, Fran, okay. And Helena,
I'm going to vote for Stephanie.
okay. Teresa,
I'm going to give Fran a break. I'm going to vote for Stephanie. She works
That's
too hard.
exactly what I was thinking. Not that
All right.
Stephanie doesn't work hard, but I know that Stephanie's gonna do a great job.
nope, okay, good. Susie,
I'm going to vote for Stephanie as well.
okay, and
Beverly.
Fran,
Beverly,
Fran,
Fran, okay. Okay, so I think that does it. Did I get everybody?
Oh, Brian, really quick. Brian,
Yes.
really quick. Don't
Uh-huh.
I get a vote, right? So I appreciate everybody,
Yes, you
but
do,
I
actually.
totally agree. And I vote for Stephanie. So was my vote in there for Stephanie?
Okay, all right, very good.
Okay.
All right, so
Does Stephanie get to vote?
3, 4, 5. Yeah, Stephanie got the vote, so very good. So your chair is Helena and your vice chair is Stephanie. And I'll be working with both of you in between meetings to formulate our agendas. I'm going to give you minutes, draft minutes to look at. I'll do all the heavy lifting, of course. I'm assuming that the committee doesn't want to elect a secretary. You know, I'm pretty comfortable doing that for you if that's okay.
Okay.
Is there consensus on that? Okay, good.
Yes.
Kind of hiccuped. I'm sorry, Brian, I didn't hear it. Hiccuped a little bit. You're assuming that we don't want to vote for secretary. Is that what you're
Yeah, I'm
saying?
assuming that, yeah, right,
That Brian will be secretary.
right. I'm going to pick up that responsibility. And then I'll work with the chair and vice chair to confirm the minutes, make sure I'm on the right track. You know, sometimes I'm not, so. Okay, all right, very good. So I'll be in touch, Helena and Stephanie, and then we will we'll make great progress together. Looking forward to it. So the second thing on the agenda is this facilitated discussion about, you know, what it is we want to do. And I want to first say that you've got some tremendous resources, talent here participating in your group. We have Jennifer, Michelle, we have Dana, and Christina is here. We have Renee and Mark also. So you have a tremendous sort of wellspring of knowledge to draw upon as we formulate our strategy and work to give the city council some idea regarding programs that you think will really help the business community and the overall economic development profile of San Juan Bautista. Acknowledging, of course, that we're not a bubble. You know, we're really firmly connected to San Benito County resources, and we need to explore those and make the right connections to make things happen. So one thing that I'd like to get sort of a handle on is what you think, and you know, sort of looking at the agenda. Let me do that again, just to sort of put this up here. And I'd like you to look at items A through F and let me know what you think you might like to talk about first. This is not necessarily in any order of importance or anything like that. And I'd like our technical advisory committee members, Mark and Renee, and anybody else to participate in helping the committee understand what might be a good way to proceed here. My thing is that it'd be good if we got a handle on initiatives, things that we most want to work on, and link that with important aspects of the San Juan Bautista community that we will most want to maintain and enhance. And then we can get into partners and resources and relationships that will make those ideas or those thoughts a reality. What do you think about that as an approach? So again, we would look at initiatives. We would look at important aspects of the San Juan Bautista community environment that we most want to maintain and enhance. And then we'll start to stitch together partners, resources, and relationships necessary to make those things happen.
Programs.
What do you think about that as an approach? Anybody?
Well, I think that's a good mission.
Okay.
And we need a mission statement.
Okay. So one of the things that you want would be a mission statement, even though you have from the city council's direction, you do have some, purpose, that kind of thing that you have been given, and I'd just like to sort of put up here the purpose of the committee is here in this sort of first, you're gonna, these are 1, 2, 3 are your purposes. And then after that, you're gonna, engage in these activities, which are very general in nature. So, that is sort of, what, the city council says, but that's not really a mission statement per se. So what does everybody think about the need for a mission statement? I think we can just go around the room if you like, and just start at the top of the screen and go across. Is that okay with everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Except
Teresa,
that your
what do you-
order
what do
isn't
you-
everybody else's order, I don't think.
Okay. Yeah. So what does everybody think? Teresa, what do you think? Any thoughts?
Can you start with Darlene?
Darlene started it. What do you mean?
Yeah, Darlene, in the context of this idea here, where we work on initiatives and key elements and so forth, there is a way to get at a mission statement. My thought about mission statements is that we might want to, sort of get some traction with some thoughts about these elements, and then construct a mission statement in a little while. I think a mission statement's important, but it might be good to have some conversation about those things that the committee really believes, in terms of things that you really want to things that you want to most want to work on, and important aspects of the community that you want to maintain and enhance. And then from that exercise, come to a mission statement. That's just a suggestion.
I agree, Brian. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on your toes. I had my hand raised. I'll go ahead and lower it.
I should have raised my hand. Go ahead.
Well, obviously we're kind of on the same page. I agree. I feel like because this is the first time around, for this committee. I feel like we don't know who we are yet. I feel like we have a really good overview of what we're doing, and mission statements have a tendency to change as we grow, and we're just starting out. So I feel like we need to give it a little bit of time before we can say, hey, that's what our mission statement is. That's just my 2 cents.
Am I allowed to go now?
Absolutely.
So
yes, chairperson.
I think, as a collaborative body, we want to help shape proposed projects towards the best interest of the town. So identifying, like Brian was indicating in the document that he's already outlined for us, is what's most important to us. Where do we see and where do we want to put our interests, or split off into separate groups that work on specific things? Like we have a person within our group that's dealing with parks and the cultural aspect of art and things of that nature. We definitely want to tap into our educational platform with our superintendent or whoever's representing the school base. So those are some collaborative efforts that I want to see, and definitely tap into the business and housing element for our community, because those are some key points that need to be addressed that have been gone by the wayside. And hence the whole purpose of us trying to get together is to get some actionable items on the table that we can put some roots behind.
Okay. Mrs. B?
I think your idea is a good one, because I think those 3 items will help us to focus on our goals, and then we expand from there.
Very good. Christina?
Oh, sorry, multitasking.
That's okay.
My recommendation is, in my similar experience, is starting mission, vision,
right,
and have objectives, and then have specific goals that you'd like to undertake. And for me, a lot of it's because I work for so many NGOs and nonprofit organizations and government funding and reporting, is making sure your goals are SMART goals. They're specific, they're measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. If anything, for the community and the stakeholders and council, planning commission, et cetera, is they'd like to see impacts, numbers. And it's difficult in economic development, but it's definitely achievable. So I think there's a lot of data you might be able to pull from to start. One is, what are the needs and obstacles for growth and profitability for economic development for your local businesses and your local organizations? Who is serving them, and augment and support those organizations that are doing that. And if there are any gaps, do a gaps analysis and fill those gaps with different organizations, different resources to really help them thrive. So I would recommend doing a benchmark is who's your intended audience in supporting, who's involved in economic vitality, economic development, what are their needs, what are their objectives, and see where they are and what their needs are and how to, again, fill those gaps, and then do a follow-up study in 6 months and see how you're doing. The way that CMTC works, because we have to report to the federal government, to the state, is a net promoter score, 1 through 10. Would you recommend our services to a non-competing business or another? Did you save money? Did you make more money? We were able to hire more people. What could we do better?
Okay. Very good, thank you. So as I think about Christina's comments, I think they're very good. And, I think that, if I'm not mistaken, it's an overall process that you're describing. And it's a long-term view, a big picture view, with some important elements along the way.
But it could be, Brian, is you can get your team of people, sorry to interrupt you, walk around your neighborhoods, talk to business owners, introduce yourselves. We're a part of the city committee. We want to help your business, your organization. This is my name. How can I help you? And just see what they have to say. And a lot of businesses, they aren't used to that. It's like walking precincts when you're running a campaign.
Doing surveys.
Yeah, with your mask on, with your hand sanitizer, you can do fist bump, but you know.
Okay. All right. Anybody else have any thoughts about the agenda and getting started with respect to identifying important aspects of the community and the environment, using maybe some of the techniques that Christina is outlining, and initiatives and areas that we most want to work on. We have about 15 minutes to go, and I want to know if we're going to talk about important aspects of the San Juan Bautista community, and we're going to talk about things that we most want to work on, sort of the same agenda item. Maybe it would be helpful if we just kind of go down, talk to, see what you think about those thoughts. See if you have thoughts in those categories. Fran.
Yes, I know there's so much that needs to be done, and this is such a big group, and we're all from different areas, that I just had a thought that I know that there's a lot of like labeling that we need to put on things, but I think that jumping in and working on the meat and potatoes of everything is really important so we can get somewhere. And so I just had a thought of, I think economic development is different for everybody on this call and what they see it as for San Juan Bautista. And so my thought is to have each of the committee members just, write a quick essay as far as what is economic development to them, and have both of our chair and our vice chair read those and start to put us in groups. I'm just antsy, and I just really want to see something get done. And, we can really circle around about all the numbers and all the technical aspects of all this. And that could be the marketing group or the whatever group, that can do all that, putting a nice label on all that we're doing. But I'm all about the meat and potatoes. And so I think it would be interesting to have each of us write our essay of what we think economic development is in San Juan Bautista, and let our chair folks read them and put us into groups. So just a suggestion.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And I think if the committee would put your thoughts down in the way that you're describing what you think is important about the community that you want to see enhanced, and what are the things that this community should be working on, as you say, Fran, meat, potatoes, kinds of things, that would achieve the objectives outlined in the agenda for A and E, I think. We don't really need to say it like I said it in the agenda, but I think we're all about getting to a point here where we know what we're doing broadly, and then, as you suggest, we can then divide ourselves into groups. We have people that represent education, we have people representing the arts, we have business development people here. There are some areas that people are really interested in working on, that people feel are essential. For example, our link to the education, our education interests, very important. Our link to the arts is very important. So, I think that reflecting on those attributes of the community is going to be important if you all want to follow through on what Fran is suggesting. So let's hear some more about that. Mrs. B?
I think Fran's idea is a very good one. And in conjunction with that, with what you just said, I think that each essay should include that person's expertise, so that the chairperson and the co-chair know who they're working with and what they have to offer, and then expand from there.
Very good. And I think it would be important, in addition to, in your essays, write a little bit, but try to point out what you think is most important. Even if you have to pick 3 items or 3 or 4 items out of your essay to say what you think is most important about the community and the environment that we want to maintain and enhance. That way, when the committee gets together next time, you'll be able to discuss those priorities and see.
Yeah,
you may
it could be
all
bullet
on the same-
points.
you
Yeah,
may all
it could
on
be
the
bullet
same
points.
page.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any other thoughts about this approach? Everybody sort of agree that that's okay to do?
I'm definitely.
Nod. Yeah.
Well, I'm having issues with it just because I have a background in organizational development. I have done lots of it. I've done lots of workshops, etc. And I know that without a mission statement and we can base it off of what the city wants us to do, but what are our best interests of San Juan Bautista and how are we going to meet those? That the mission statement is the yardstick you use to judge everything you're doing in this group by. And without that mission statement, I see people going off on tangents that really don't have much to do with what the organization is trying to do. So I know that meat and potatoes are important, but you can start with the mission statement, the vision statement, and then get down to your Monday morning agendas later on, and I know that takes time, but at the same time, it's also the best way to do it.
Does everybody agree that it would be important for us to have a mission statement? For the committee to have a mission statement?
I do agree with that, because I'm doing my research probably like everyone else here on what other cities are doing with their economic development, and they have bullet pointed all the areas of concern that they want to work with or advise on underneath the umbrella of economic development. And part of that includes some of the things that we've already talked about, but it's defined, as Darlene is saying, to kind of give us direction on how we want to approach it so that we stay organized, we stay true to what we're trying to accomplish. So that's important.
Yeah.
Do you think that, and this is to the group, if you agree that we need a mission statement, and maybe we can have some expression of consensus here in that regard. If we do, then mission statements are built. They don't come whole cloth. And perhaps does the group believe that the exercise that Fran is suggesting will lead to a mission statement?
No, Fran's down the road.
I feel like we're on our way to creating a mission statement by narrowing it down, by looking at our purpose, what Brian put together, and the information that we're going to gather that Fran suggested. I think that we are inevitably going to end at a mission statement.
Yeah, what I'm suggesting, and maybe I used not the best terminology when I say meat and potatoes, but what I'm saying, what we're building before the actual mission statement is our core beliefs. And so that's what I'm saying is we're collecting what our core beliefs are, and that's going to lead to a mission statement. I never said we don't need a mission statement, but I don't want to hold up progress by trying to come up with a mission statement when I think we're still all trying to decide on what it is that we want to achieve. That's all I'm trying to say.
I agree.
That's why
I agree. Go ahead, Teresa.
I agree with Fran. And I also agree with Darlene that we do need a mission statement, but we are all so different here, this group. And to find out what our interests are and what our direction is real important, because I don't know everybody here, I know by names and stuff like that. And also I want to ask, who's thankful?
That's Helena.
Oh,
Helena.
geez, Helena.
That's Helena.
Okay.
All right, Mrs. B, you have your hand up.
I'd like to say that I agree that we need a mission statement, but we need to identify things that we are intending to focus on.
Yes, well, that comes
and-
after mission statement.
Let me finish, please. And the way that Fran presented it, it helps us to identify certain things that we can focus on, and then that would become our mission statement.
Yeah.
Because we need to not waste time trying to sit and figure out initially what our mission statement is when we haven't gotten together to figure out what our priorities are.
Right. Yeah, and I think yeah.
Christina is here now. I just wanted to let you know.
Christina Hastings.
Hello, Christina. Welcome.
Sorry, I'm late. I had a late day at the shop.
Yeah, it's okay. So what I'm hearing though from people is that number one, Darlene's suggestion that we have a mission statement is a good one. There's consensus on that. And there's also, it's also important to understand, to reach some collaborative statement regarding what's important with respect to the mission of this committee. And in the way that you're going to identify these important community elements, and you're going to talk about things that you really want this committee to accomplish. So I think that the idea for these short essays, and if you want a bullet statements, that'd be great. I can work with that. Your chair will be able to work with that. And what we will do is we'll take your essays and then we will create a way for you to look at the essays in a way that's constructive the next time we get together, so that you can piece together a mission statement from those essays. It'll take some content evaluation, and I know your chair and vice chair will help me. And this is where it's important for me, it's important for us to get it right so that we don't misrepresent the intent of the committee when we finally get down to putting that statement together. So with that, that is your homework for the next meeting. And I'd like to congratulate you on getting into this topic, because mission statements for committees like this are sometimes a struggle, and they can be painful, but once they're done and everybody agrees that that's the best way, they're very valuable because you'll want to refer back to them as you go forward. And they're dynamic. So just because you adopt one doesn't mean that you're stuck with it and that you can't nuance it in the future. So with that said, does everybody agree that this is good homework?
Yes.
Agreed.
Very good.
May
I had a quick suggestion that this is Renee from the EDC. I thought if instead of an essay, if you had a questionnaire with like 5 questions, or I don't know how many questions, that just said, what are your top 5 goals for the committee? Or, you know, each person could do would have a different answer to that, but you could combine them, because I'm sure there's a lot of people here that would have the same or similar goals. And then you could combine them, you know, if everybody had their idea for a mission statement and what it would be, I bet there's a lot of people that have the same thoughts in mind. It would be easier to combine them and get a consensus.
Yeah, I understood what we were going to do is similar to what you're suggesting, Renee, but more freestyle a bit so that people get their thoughts out there. You know, and I think it's important to organize things the way you've suggested, though. I think, you know, Fran mentioned it could be bullet points, can be bullet points. If you want to prioritize your approach to different elements, look at the agenda topics and answer those questions. Would the committee find it helpful if we put out, you know, 5 or so questions to answer? Or do you want to more freestyle this?
I would like a copy of the, what is it, the resolution or whatever that the city has, you know, what
We
they're
have it.
expecting us to do. I would like all the members of this committee to have a copy of that and look at it and see how that, you know,
have it.
meshes with the ideas that we all have. To look at, if possibly everybody just write a mission statement and turn that in. That could be your essay.
We have that. Brian's attached that to our emails.
You
Yeah,
know,
I'll make
coming
sure
up
that-
with a mission statement could be a homework assignment for another time. But this one should be, what is it that you know, what is economic development to you as a member of this team? And again, what do you want to see? So that way our chair, both our chairs can see what our thoughts are and our feelings. And we could do your homework to come up what you think the mission statement should be. It could be a homework assignment for another time. I don't want to mix them together as my personal 2 cents.
Yeah, I tend to want to construct this as something that we get to after we hear from the committee members regarding what they feel is important, you know, in terms of the committee's work. And I agree. Everybody agrees we need a mission statement, definitely, and I think that's important. So. Does everybody agree that this idea regarding, and I guess I'd like to ask, you know, Renee made a good suggestion, and she is our technical advisor. And, you know, Christina had some suggestions about how to approach this particular exercise. And it should, you know, she had a big picture approach. But I'd like to know from the committee in the next minute or two, whether you think that this essay and sort of try to prioritize things on your own, or whether you'd like to have us send you a questionnaire. If you could just let me know that right now.
I think that if we're going to do the questionnaire or survey, we can do our own bullet points and turn it in. But it's a matter of getting our consensus on what's important.
Okay.
So if we want to do a little narrative and then the points, that's fine.
Okay. So if everybody agrees with that, I can work with Renee on her suggestion. I'm sure she has something that she can provide that will be very helpful to the committee. That is what I'm hoping our technical advisory members will keep doing for the committee. I think it's great to have that resource. So let me work with Renee and put out what I think general questions, not leading you in any particular way for you to answer. And you could feel free to deviate from that questionnaire as much as you like. But I think does everybody agree that would be helpful?
Well, have space for essay, because some people are wordier than others. But I think I think that being able to write things out and put your thoughts out there, because you're going to ask yourself, you know, I think it's good to be able to have that longhand. And yes, in order to really gauge what the consensus is, it does make sense, as Renee said, to have it in that type of a format. I know Christina Chavez Wyatt has done tons of surveys. She's like the survey queen as well. So yeah, I think that maybe a combination of the two makes sense for us.
Okay, very good. Everybody agree? Thumbs up?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, excellent. That's a good consensus for me. And for
So what we
us,
should do for you is find you Brian, if I may.
Yes.
I just wanted to also suggest we can send to you the mission statement of the EDC, and then people can have that in front of them just as an example, if they think that would be helpful as well.
Thank you.
Okay, we can do that as well. Very good. Thank you, Mark.
Sure.
Okay, lots of good help tonight. And I'll be working with Helena and with Stephanie and Renee and Mark to put that together. I'd like us to give it a couple weeks. Do you think you'd be able to turn something, or if we give you something this week, before the end of the week, do you think you'd be able to turn it around next week? And then we would schedule another meeting 2 weeks away. Does that sound okay?
Are we doing the first and third Wednesdays?
Yeah. So
Because the next meeting would be on the 6th of, the 2nd of March. Oh, I'm
Ooh,
sorry,
no.
I'm the wrong month. Excuse me. 2nd of February.
Yes, that's true. So that would be a couple weeks away. So very good. So sometime next week, early in the week, expect to get something from me, email, and then you can have at it.
All right, thank you.
Okay, very good. Okay, excellent. Well, thank you. That's about as much as I think we can do in an hour this evening. And I'd like to invite our technical folks to return. I know, we're not always going to be able to get into hot topics, but I think it's very good that you're all here. So thank you, Michelle, Christina, Heidi.
Brian
and Danny.
Bev has something to say. Bev has had her hand up.
Bev? Yes.
Unmute.
Beverly, unmute yourself.
Maybe she didn't.
There you go, Beverly. Start over. Unmute. There you are.
There you go.
Okay. Well, I just agree with Fran. The mission statement will come around. It's really, this is only second meeting. I think it's too soon, but the mission statement will evolve.
Yes.
Very good. Yeah, I think that's the consensus actually, Beverly, is that we're looking for a mission statement that will evolve from the work that we do in the meantime. So I think that's an excellent observation. Okay, very good. Well, I will put together minutes from the meeting and send you information. So
Congratulations to Helena and Stephanie. We're
Yes.
excited and look forward to working together as a group and making a difference here. So I'm excited.
Yes. Me too.
Yay. Congrats.
Thank you. And I do appreciate the opportunity to do so.
I think it's a great combo there.
I think so too.
Yes.
It should be interesting.
all right, thank you, everyone, and
Thank you.
we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Okay. All right,
Thanks,
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye, everyone.